I'm not ready. Episode 54!
My new favorite thing, and I'm going to start doing this randomly, is just to stop and stare you in the eyes and wait to see what happens.
I'm not the one who's supposed to talk. I mean, I talk, but I react to your talking.
But I think if I just look at you long enough, you get awkward, uncomfortable.
Oh, it doesn't take very long.
So then you say something, so...
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. Well, we're ready. We're ready to go. We are going. This is episode 54 of the Middle-Aged and Mediocre podcast.
We're already off the tracks. This is the record.
Yeah,
we started off the track.
So it's not going to get better from there, folks.
Nope.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. We're still alive.
Yep. Still mediocre.
Still mediocre. Still, you know, we're seeing if we're going to be middle-aged or not. Depends on when we die.
Yeah. We'll let you know.
Yeah. I could have been middle-aged at 20. You know what I mean?
I'll mail my dead body to your house.
Just let us know which part you want.
Yeah. Cut me up.
We'll mail it out to you.
Cut my life into pieces.
This is my last resort.
Yep.
That song is
your
dark.
Favorite? Oh.
When you hear it again after 20 years.
Well, I mean, it was dark then.
But you were just like, yeah, Dad.
Yeah. Cut my life into pieces.
Listen to what?
Yeah, Colby. Sing it.
Saying.
Sing it, Colby.
Or Jacoby.
Jacoby, that's it.
Jacoby, yeah. Yeah, Jacoby understands me, Dad. And now you hear it, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, dude, settle down.
Yeah.
I don't need this on 103.1 The Bear.
I don't want your life.
Like, that song is jarring when you hear it on 103.1 The Bear, because it's like, maybe we shouldn't have a song on 103 singing about cutting your life into pieces and slitting your wrists.
But it's awfully catchy.
It is catchy.
When that hook hits.
Suffocation.
Yeah.
No breathing. Yeah. They beep up fuck, though. Like, the whole song's about killing yourself and slitting your wrists open and all that, but they can't say fuck.
No.
So 103.1
not on
The
the
Bear.
radio.
You can fuck off, is what we're saying. We would like to take over as hosts for 103. As DJs for 103.1 The Bear.
We can't do any worse than the monkeys they have.
The jokes are terrible.
Yeah.
If you
I
can call
try
them
not
that.
to listen very much, honestly.
Sometimes I just get too lazy to turn my Bluetooth on.
That's a lot of work.
Connect it.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going very far, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to do all this shit and find something to listen to just for a 5-minute trip.
It's just, they're bad.
But then I always just hear the worst jokes.
I mean, it's cool, and it was like, they were local, and it was like people we knew.
Are they not local anymore?
No, I'm sure it's like some fucking douchebag in LA that's just...
You think?
Oh, yeah, it's not local.
Oh, okay.
Anymore.
Well, then I don't feel bad about saying they're dog shit at their
I
job.
don't think you felt bad about it before.
I felt a little bit bad because I might run into them.
Oh.
Like, not as like I'm afraid of them, but like I might run into them, get to talking to them.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
They're cool people, and then I'm like, oh, wait, you're the... Oh.
You're the guy from... Yeah,
I have said some things about you, so...
I'm yelling at you in my car.
Check out the podcast to hear it.
Middle-aged and mediocre.
We were out and about last night. We're recording on a Saturday.
Uh-huh.
We were out and about last night.
Couple boys out on the town.
Well, out in a town. Well, it's not even a town, I don't think. I don't think it's considered a town. But we were out spreading the good word of middle-aged and mediocre. Joel was telling us funnies up on stage.
I like to be funny.
Yeah, you like to be funny.
We've established that.
Yeah, we went to middle of nowhere, Ohio.
Club Vinton.
Club Vinton. It's not as fancy as it sounds.
You put club in front of it, you expect something a little more, but...
Sounds pretty fancy.
Yeah, they had a Trump steak. I did see that.
Right up, like a steak, like meal?
I think so. They had like a picture up there of the Trump steak.
Of course they did.
Yeah, they probably microwaved it or something. I don't know.
Well, there was a trailer behind the bar
with
the Trump, like, 2020, whatever.
You know, they're not giving up.
They're still hanging in there. Yeah, it went well, though, I thought.
Yeah.
The show went really well.
I expected it to be really rough. Like Luke posted today, it had some Roadhouse vibes.
It did.
Yeah, I was like, where's the chicken wire cage, sir?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys would have got beer bottles thrown at you, but it would have been a fun atmosphere.
I would have had to be blind because that one
Yes.
but it did go well. It was a rowdy place. As soon as we walked in, you became king of the bar.
Look, those are my people. All right, sadly, they see me and they think, that's an ally right there.
I thought you knew that man. Like, within 3 seconds of being inside that bar, you had a guy with his arm around you.
Yep.
Just happy as hell to see you.
Death grip on my right shoulder.
And I left. I was like, all right, Josh talking to his buddy. I'm going to go find Carlin.
Yeah. I had a drunk man immediately put his arm around me, squeeze the shit out of my right shoulder. And if he wasn't, I know I can see a drunk from 5 miles away.
Yeah.
So, like, as soon as he approaches, like, I didn't, headbutt him for grabbing my arm, but man, I wanted to because it hurt. Like, it was a tight grip.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he ended up being an issue.
A thorn in the side of the show.
Throughout
that was
the
about
night.
the only issue, really, for the whole show.
It really was. And I expected his behavior to be the entire bar's behavior. And it really wasn't. They were actually really into the show.
Yeah, that's fun.
A few times, some of the jokes, you could tell, like, that wasn't really going to be their cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I think everybody kind of pulled back and, like, redirected their jokes and worked out pretty well, I thought.
It was a fun night.
But we
might have a new listener.
If you're out there listening.
Does that guy have a name?
Yeah, but shit, if I remember, there was a nickname.
Tyler, Matt, Nick.
No, you can name all the names in the world.
Jackson?
I don't think it's gonna be it.
No, okay.
You can name them all. You might have already said it 4 times. But he was a good dude. He's a trucker, or he drives a truck.
Mother trucker.
So he listens to podcasts to keep himself awake while he drives. So
yeah, he came up. He's like, "Are you really on a podcast?"
Yeah, man. I know it's hard to believe. A couple guys like us made it to the big time in the podcast world, but here we are. So hopefully he's out there listening. If he is,
tell your trucker friends.
Tell all your trucker friends. Get on CB Radio and be like, "Hey there, hey there, Big Bob Billy Bill. This is Big Red Rocket. Heading down the interstate." I don't know trucker talk at all.
No, you don't. That was embarrassing.
I just know that you're eastbound and down. You're loaded up in trucking. You don't know that song, so.
No, I don't.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways. What else? Yeah, show went well, though.
Luca Passo he's a funny guy.
Yeah, Luke was great. You had hyped him up the whole way there, but he lived up to it.
Yep.
He lived up to all the hype.
All the hype.
So, because you were like, you will like him, is what you're telling me on the drive up there.
I was like, watch him.
But yeah, he was funny. He said he's like done like tours of England and stuff.
Yeah, lived over there too.
Edinburgh.
Yeah. He fancy.
Then what was the Ranson
Carr. Ranson Vincent Carr.
Like ransom, but with an N.
I think so, probably.
I thought he was really funny.
Yeah, he was really funny.
I don't think the crowd there understood who Louis C.K. was. So when he opened up talking about how he's not going to make you watch him masturbate, because he did have a resemblance to Louis C.K.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody there knew who that was.
Nah.
Like, this wasn't a crowd.
And they're like, go ahead and whip it out.
Yeah,
don't threaten us.
They're like, we'll watch it.
Yeah.
You ginger.
Normally that's on Saturday nights, but we'll do it on Friday.
Like, that bar, I was telling you, like, I think that bar, like, those people, that's why you kind of can't, like, base what you think the world is off of Twitter. Because when Luke brought up cancel culture, the people in that bar had no idea what cancel culture was.
They've never canceled it.
Like, you have no idea. They're like, I canceled my cable.
Yeah.
Sons of bitches wouldn't show up,
NASCAR race.
But Luke did. I think he realized, they don't understand what the fuck I'm even talking about, and he redirected his shit so yeah, it was like a weird slice of, like, here's kind of normal life for a lot of people. Just a bunch
of small town USA.
Yeah. We lived. That was what was important.
We made it, yep.
We made it out. So yeah, we're back. Episode 54.
I tried to steal a stool.
You tried to get me to steal a stool.
In chair news. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you tried to get me to steal the stool.
Taking that stool back inside was probably that was
I meant to ask you how that was.
Shame. I was just like, why are we bringing the stool back? And I sat it down, and I kind of gave it a little kiss, and then
That sounds like you. I'm surprised you were able to let it go.
Yeah, it was tough.
I figured as soon as Carlin was like, that's not mine, you were like, well, it is mine then.
It's mine now.
We had it.
I need another chair.
Like, that was ours.
Yeah.
Like, I could have walked out with anything.
No one cared. They didn't stop us.
Like, I thought about going back in and being like, I will take this. I'll take their payphone.
Oh, the shell.
They had the last payphone in Ohio, I think.
And a big giant shell.
What was that shell?
Shell. I don't know.
Because they called it the shell phone.
Yeah.
Which is not that funny.
No, but it's in a shell.
But, like, they thought it was...
Because it's in a shell, I guess.
They thought it was the height of college. I can't believe they laughed at anything you guys said. Because I think once they hit shell phone, they were like, well, we've hit. That's funny right there. So, yeah. But we got some news stories for you today. We got some random things we're going to talk about. we actually have a message from a fan of the show. So we're going to listen to his message and get into what he talks about. It's pretty interesting. But I want to start out, we've talked before about how...
We've talked.
Nothing's real. Everything's bullshit.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
No.
I believe when we talked about space jellyfish or cosmic jellyfish,
okay,
is when we realized, like, oh, everyone's just making shit up. Like, this isn't
just
real.
Grabbing words, putting them together.
So, in the news, there's now going to be a new ocean.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, the globe's going to have a new ocean now. National Geographic, they have announced that they've been producing maps now for like over 100 years. Over that time, only 4 official oceans have ever been recognized on those maps. Do you know the 4?
There's the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic,
yep,
the Pacific, and Indian, Atlantic,
cold,
Arctic
Ocean. There you go. Yeah,
it's cold.
Those are the 4.
Put a jacket on.
Those are the 4 oceans.
I'm trying to think of the oceans over here.
But now there's going to be a 5th ocean because National Geographic has decided they're going to redesign the map of the world.
I mean, yeah, the world had it coming.
So we are now going to have a 5th ocean called the Southern Ocean.
The Southern Ocean.
It was actually made official on June 8th, World Ocean Day.
Wow.
Didn't realize. I didn't send anybody a card. I didn't do anything for World Ocean Day. Well, I feel bad.
I spent all day in Tide, so.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I
got you.
like the ocean has a tide, but I tried to make it seem like I was inside, but I said in Tide. Like a buckwheat thing from Little Rascals.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You make fun of a child's speech impediment.
I didn't.
Hilarious, Joel. Yeah, how do you just decide, like, you know what, we're sick of this globe.
Yeah.
Let's redesign this shit.
Why is there, they didn't say why they did it?
Let me see if there's any real reason
sell
here.
More maps, you know.
It kind of just seems like, hey, we haven't sold a map in a while.
Yeah, we need to design new globes, new maps.
Like, I figure it's something to do with, like, you know, climate change and all that, like, where shit's melting and ice caps melting and making, I don't know. But it's kind of like the whole Pluto's not a planet anymore when they came out with that.
What? Yeah, I remember that.
Like, so now, like, when we went to school, we had 4 oceans.
Yeah.
But here, before too long, people were like, oh, we have 5. And, like,
No,
when we were to school, Pluto was a
to
planet.
me, there's always going to only be 4.
Just the OG 4.
That new ocean can go fuck itself. I'm a bit salty about it.
Yeah, I can tell.
The ocean.
I can tell, man.
I'm salty.
Because ocean waters.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Salty. Oh, yeah, I guess I never really made that connection before. Yeah, I guess it is a little salty.
Never connected those dots.
In other news, I know this has been worrying you, so I wanted to put your mind at ease. Headline here is, humans will be able to reproduce on Mars.
All right.
Because sperm can survive there for up to 200 years. 200
years?
200 years.
Wow. So if you're just an astronaut blowing loads on Mars, and anyone can come along.
It's going to hang out for 200 years.
Wow.
The main reason I brought this up
is
because of a joke from Luke last night.
Okay.
Where he was talking about, like, the testing the COVID vaccine, and then he talked about the Sherwin-Williams paint.
Yeah.
And how it's whatever, because that kind of, how do they know that this is going to...
They got their best cum expert on it.
They said the findings were a part of a 6-year experiment. So that's not 200 years.
No.
That's 6.
That's 6.
I don't need to work for NASA or go to Mars or be a scientist to understand how 6 and 200 are not the same. But so they had scientists kept mouse sperm on the International Space Station and exposed it to deadly radiation. As the Daily Mail reports, researchers had believed radiation in space would destroy human DNA and make breeding impossible. Cancer was thought to be one possible health risk to humans. But after 6 years, scientists found that the mouse sperm stored on the space station was still healthy.
Huh.
They also exposed it to X-rays.
And it still tasted okay.
And it still tasted just fine.
Yeah.
One of the study's authors, Professor Sayaka Wakayama of Japan's University of Yamanashi, told the Daily Mail, many genetically normal offspring were obtained. These discoveries are essential for mankind to progress into the space age.
Does that mean that they're breeding the mice then?
I guess they just
they brought the sperm back down to Earth and then used it to make mice more.
No,
mice?
I'm thinking they jerked mice off here on Earth and then took the. I mean, that's how they got it.
Yeah, they had
what else are you gonna do?
They had Minnie Mouse pictures and stuff. They showed it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right, you little whore.
Oh.
Yeah, they jerk off a little mouse, the mice, the Mises, and then they
jerk them Mises to pieces.
And then they took the Mises pieces up to Mars for 6 years.
As long as there's no homeless people, this money could have gone to the help.
Right, thank God.
I mean,
thank God we didn't feed anyone.
Yeah. We gotta find out about this mouse cum.
So I love it that before we go to Mars, we're like, can we be fucking on Mars?
Yeah. Let's get.
If we can't fuck on Mars, I guess we just stay around here.
I'm gonna bust a load in the lady. Is she gonna get pregnant up there? Or my sperm just gonna disappear into space?
But I guess I don't understand science because
I don't understand women. Or science, or space,
or mice,
or mice cum.
But so they say that humans can reproduce on Mars because sperm can survive there for up to 200 years.
Yeah.
This is a 6-year experiment using mice sperm. What does that have to do with humans being able to store their cum for 200 years?
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I'm not a scientist.
Neither. We just aren't.
Yeah.
We've been trying. They won't give us a degree.
I keep showing up with my own mouse sperm. They're like, look, we got enough of our own.
So, in lighter news, I just wanted to bring up that. So, we're recording on June 12th, 2021.
If you say so.
Oh, I just wanted to bring up that on June 11th, 2021, was the anniversary.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday, Friday, was the anniversary of Vince McMahon's limo blowing up.
Oh, wow.
On Monday Night Raw.
Let's see, what year was that? Probably 2011?
Close.
Yeah.
2007.
2007.
So
it rhymes.
It rhymes. Yeah. It's that's
close.
why they called it 7-Eleven.
Yep.
I bring that up because it is also that means what is that? 2007, 2021 is 14 years.
Yep.
It is the 14th anniversary then of Donald Trump, former president of the United States, calling the WWE.
Yeah.
To make sure that Vince McMahon was all right.
Very concerned.
Because he thought that Vince McMahon's limo legitimately blew up on Monday Night Raw and that Vince McMahon was possibly dead.
Donald Trump is the richest wrestling mark.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
He's like the people at the indie shows, that group of that family that always shows up that is way too much. Which, hey, I love wrestling. I get into it. But there's some fans who really take it all to heart.
Yeah.
And really think it's real.
Oh, yeah.
And that's Donald Trump.
I'm just very happy that we voted that guy to be president. So, happy anniversary, Donald. Happy anniversary, Vince, in your limo.
He's so scared. He has his own little number to Vince. He calls him.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that. I just thought that was a good little anniversary to celebrate.
Now someone died and they just dropped it, right? That was right before the Benoit thing.
That was right before the Benoit thing.
All right.
And then next week, I think it was like the very next week or the following week after, they had Vince come out because he had to do the whole, Chris Benoit's passed away.
Yeah.
But then they were like.
Then they had, oh my God, then they did the fucking tribute to him because that was before everyone knew everything.
Before everyone knew the details.
Yeah.
And then the details came out.
They were like, whoops.
Whoopsie. All right, so now I got I'm going to put you to the test.
All right.
So when you go shopping and you use a shopping cart, when you're done with the shopping cart, what do you usually do?
I set it on fire and I roll it towards the oldest lady that is around me.
No, you passed the test.
All right.
That was the test right there. Seriously, what do you...
I put it back in the cart corral.
You do put it back in the cart?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so this is known as the shopping cart theory. The shopping cart is the ultimate litmus test for whether a person is capable of self-governing. To return the shopping cart is an easy, convenient task, and one which we all recognize as the correct, appropriate thing to do.
Yeah.
To return the shopping cart is objectively right. There are no situations other than a dire emergency in which a person is not able...
There is no situation. I don't give a fuck what it is. Walk the cart back.
I mean, I suppose if, like, somebody comes up and shoots you in the head...
Nope.
You might not be able to return the cart then.
Back.
Oh, you're going to get it back. Simultaneously, it is not illegal to abandon your shopping cart. Therefore, the shopping cart presents itself as the apex example of whether a person will do what is right without being forced to do it. No one's going to punish you for not returning the cart. No one will fine you or kill you for not returning the cart. You gain nothing by returning the shopping cart. You must return the shopping cart out of the goodness of your own heart.
Yeah.
You must return the shopping cart because it is the right thing to do, because it is correct. A person who is unable to do this is no better than an animal, an absolute savage, who can only be made to do what is right by threatening them with the law and the force that stands behind it. The shopping cart is what determines whether a person is good or bad, a good or bad member of society. So, you answered right.
Yeah, I get behind that.
You're a good member of society.
There's a YouTuber called the Cart Narc, and he just like...
Does he like stand in front of your car?
Pretty much, and he'll like... You're like, hey, this isn't blog here. Like, people chase him. And
like, will he put like a sticker on people's
car?
A magnet.
Like a magnet. Yeah.
I've seen some of those videos. That dude has some balls.
Because the people that don't leave carts, they're not the type to be like, oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, they are not going to.
I'm so sorry. Like, they already are just assholes. So I mean, when you like push an asshole, you're gonna get shit. Yeah.
You're gonna get a shitty thumb.
So where the hell did that come from? The cart?
I saw it online. It was a random. It kind of made the rounds. The thing I used particularly was from Reddit.
Did you think that I didn't put my cart
I just
back?
wondered. I kind of figured you did.
Yeah.
I always do.
If there's a loose cart, I'll grab it and I'll put it back with mine.
If there's one that I like within my I'm not gonna.
If I'm taking mine back and there's someone who's like your cart's empty, I'm like, hey, I'll get that for you.
Yeah.
And I'll take it for them.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
My mom does a weird thing where she only uses carts from the corral, like the whatever.
They're already outside?
Well, because she wants to be able to test it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because, like, by the time she gets it inside, she'll know if it works or not.
Oh,
Which then I always ask, what happens if it doesn't work?
Uh-huh.
And you find out right as you get inside, now you're stuck. You have to go back out to the corral, or she doesn't usually have an answer.
You just spiral. You break down, you fall on the ground, you cry.
But yeah, I'm glad you answered right, because I was gonna hate to have to call like the police on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to listen to a message that we got from a fan of the show, friend of the show, and he's got something's been going on with him.
He needs our help.
He needs our help. He needs somebody to talk him through this. Okay. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
I can relate to it.
I'm gonna get my helping hat on.
Get your hat
during the break.
Is this your fuck Hulk Hogan hat? So yeah, we're gonna take a break. We will be right back. Well, actually, when we come back, you're gonna hear the story.
Okay.
Is what you're gonna hear first, you people at home listening. So we'll be
back.
back.
Gonna hear?
You're gonna hear it too.
Okay.
So we'll be back right after that.
All right.
Hey guys, Mike Fisher here, big fan of the show, listen to it every week on the way to work. I'm going to preface this with, I know this sounds absolutely batshit insane, because it is 110% actually batshit insane, and I'm still having issues coming to terms with it myself, because I didn't discover this was a thing until about 2 days ago, just happening across a YouTube video. So I'll start the story like this. Ever since I was a kid, I kind of noticed these situations, I'll call them for lack of a better term, where I would either walk or drive by like streetlights, like the kind of orangish yellow glow, old school streetlights. You'd see like as a kid, they'd come on, and then your parents would tell you to come home, all that. So I noticed this when I was a kid that we would drive by or I'd walk under a street light and it would either go out, or if it was out already, it would turn on. And I'd never, ever, ever paid attention to this until I was in college about 10, 11 years ago. And me and a friend were walking down the street one night, and we walked under 3 consecutive streetlights that were all on, and as soon as we crossed underneath of them, they went out. In succession. Like, as we got to them, they went out. So, I'd told my friend, about this situation that I'd gone through as a kid, and ever since I was a kid, I would go under these lights, they'd turn out, and she jokingly said something along the lines of, "Oh, well, I guess you have like some kind of weird psychic ability that we don't know about, haha." And I laughed at it because I just thought it was funny, and I'm not a believer in psychic or paranormal or supernatural abilities or beings or anything like that. I'm kind of I'm weirdly conservative in that aspect of belief, but I discovered a couple days ago that there is actually this phenomenon called streetlight interference. And it's a very deep conspiracy theory about people and the energies in their bodies. And I just kind of sat there for a second and I was stunned, because this is the first time I've ever heard anybody address this on a public forum or anything. Because I always thought, oh, it's a coincidence, or, oh, I'm just being crazy, or, thinking things, ridiculous things. But when I heard this and he explained it, it strangely made sense. So out of curiosity, I looked up, just Google, I looked up, streetlight interference. And I actually found a lot of just kind of random research and theories on this phenomenon that occurs in people when they walk under lights, street lights, that they either go out or come on, something like that. And there's an actual Facebook group that I looked at, and I joined it, and I told my story on there. And these people were like, "Listen, you're really not crazy. This happens to us too." And immediately I'm kind of like, oh shit, what have I gotten myself into? So just kind of looking at these other people's stories, it lines up with the same things I went through as a kid and as a teenager, and even in my young adult life, that I noticed these streetlights go out. And this happens regularly to me on I'd say weekly basis. Like, I'll drive, home from night at work, and I'll go under a streetlight when I get into town, and it'll go out. And I never made any connections about it to now, but apparently there's a working theory that it's, people's energies or their wavelengths of their brain put out this, weird energy, I guess. I can't really explain it very well. Like I said, I don't really have all of the knowledge on it, but it makes sense, because every time I pass under one of these streetlights and I notice it goes out or comes on, the only connection that I can make with it is that I'm in deep thought, or I'm in some sort of emotional state, and I'm not really even paying attention. I'm kind of zoning out. But by the time I come to, I look and I notice the light is either flickering off or flickering on, whichever happens to be. But I'm kind of just shell-shocked at the moment, because I don't really know how to process this, and I don't have any theories on it, because, like I said, I'm not a, believer in supernatural or paranormal activities or beings or supernatural energies, anything like that. But I don't know if maybe you guys have heard anything about this, or heard of it, or know anyone that has said anything about it, because this is the first introduction that I've had, and it's been probably 19, 20 years since this has been going on in my life. It's weird. I know it is, and it makes me feel crazy. It makes me actually think, and feel crazy. But I can't make sense of it. And I felt like maybe this might be something that you guys have heard about or anything. If you have any feedback or thoughts on it, feel free to say whatever you want. Anything. I'm not gonna feel judged if you make fun of me or if anyone makes fun of me, because it's honestly something that I would have made fun of if it hadn't happened to me personally. But thanks, guys. I appreciate you listening to me rant for 6 minutes now, and have fun.
All right, so yeah, thanks, Mike. Thanks for the message. What we're dealing with here, I think, Joel, I think you'll agree with me here, it's a pretty classic case. This is we found out our friend Mike is an alien.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, he's an alien.
I was going to start with that. He's an alien.
So, solve that one.
Easy.
Pretty quick, alien. No, so, yeah, our buddy, it's Michael Fisher, is our friend here. He actually trained at the Violence Academy, the pro wrestling school that myself and Vance Desmond ran. Yeah, he's been listening to the show for a while.
A fellow wrestler.
He's just like Joel here. He's a fellow wrestler. But yeah, so what he's talking about here is when he goes underneath a street light, it comes on, comes off. Like and it's feeding off his energy. Is kind of what he's implying here.
Yeah.
So, and he mentioned
his brainwaves.
And he mentioned that it's an entire thing. It's called streetlight interference.
Which is normally spot of the foul, automatic first down.
Yes. 15 yards.
Interference.
Whistle blows. Yep. Yeah, that's a personal foul. So, I use Wikipedia here. So, streetlight interference, otherwise known as SLI, is a term coined by paranormal art author Hilary Evans to denote the claimed ability of individuals to turn streetlights or outside building security lights on or off when passing near them. Believers in SLI allege that they experience it on a regular basis with specific lamps and streetlights.
And even during college.
And even during college.
Yes.
That's when your powers really start to hit the height. Yeah, more frequently than chance would explain. However, SLI has never been demonstrated to occur in a scientific experiment, and those
yet
we're
on it.
And those we will be doing some tests. And those who claim the ability have been found to be unable to reproduce the effect on demand. According to Evans, SLI is a phenomenon, quote, based on claims by many people that they involuntarily and usually spontaneously cause street lamps to go out.
Well, that's why it wouldn't work for tests, because it's involuntary. If you're thinking about it, then you're putting out that different kind of energy.
Exactly.
I totally believe in it.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I can see where, I don't know.
Okay, so you're believing in, the energy. Okay.
Yeah. Energy, man. Energy's all around us. Like what you said when people die, I went back and listened to a fun episode, and you were whining about your dead grandma, and you were talking about the energy and stuff, of dead people.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like me. Just fucking always whine about that.
Get over it! No, I'm just kidding.
So the SLI effect proposes that the phenomenon is, quote, not consistent with our current knowledge of how people interact with the physical world. Evans coined the term slider to refer to someone who has this going on, and she cites sliders' claims of being able to extinguish a row of sodium vapor lamps in sequence, each one going out as the witnesses nears it. So I don't know. That sounds to me like she's saying
sometimes I walk down the frozen food aisle at Walmart and all the lights are off in the aisle, and I walk down and they start turning on. Explain that.
So do they have the automatic ones? That come on when you
explained it. Okay.
So, I didn't know our local Kroger's here on 7th Street. It's Kroger's.
Yeah.
I didn't know they did that. So the very first time I went in after they I was walking, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then my
you start running up and down the two aisles.
My brain immediately was like, "Hey, dumbass, it's set up this way."
You thought you were a slider.
For a second, I was like, "Am I magic?"
You're always magic in my book.
Thanks, buddy. So some proponents believe that it's static electricity or some kind of energy emitted by the human body.
I totally,
which
I shock people all the time. I have so much static
build up.
Of me. Yeah.
They believe it might be caused by individuals having psychic or psychokinetic abilities. author Massimo Polidoro wrote in Skeptical Inquirer, which there's a lot of magazines that we're not subscribed to.
Yeah.
And we need to be on the list, people. Put us on your subscription list. Send us free magazines.
Publishing Clearinghouse. They always sent me magazines as a kid.
We don't get anything
now.
No. He considers claims of SLI to be examples of basically what he's saying is you're much more likely to notice when a street light comes on or goes on or off than you're going to notice one that just stays on or stays off.
That's true, yeah.
You know, yeah. So and then
But the brain, I think, is like the most powerful thing in the world. That's just the brain. They say, what do we use? Like 20% of our brain. I mean, we use like such a low
whatever
amount
that
of
quote is it true?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
Whatever that quote is
Crush
some bullshit
everything.
that a movie did. I'm pretty sure. I'm only using 10% of my brain right now, so I don't know.
100%.
So yeah, he basically says that it is. He quote, "It's a combination of coincidence and wishful thinking."
Yeah.
Like people want to be special.
Uh-huh.
But so the logical side of my brain goes, yeah, it's people you're going to notice
When they flicker, yeah.
that kind of thing more than you're going to notice just one
On or off.
But then the fun side of my brain definitely wants it to be more than that. Like,
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I agree that there's energy that we put out, and I believe that some people have more, some people
Amber is
have
the
less.
color of my energy.
All right, 311, calm down. Bud.
Amber is the color of energy.
Oh man, let's just go get some puka shells and go to the beach.
Hell yeah!
Let's just chill, bro.
Bruh.
I don't have the. Do you have anything like this? You said static electricity.
Static electricity, yeah, that's what I have a lot of, and like I don't know, maybe I just static electricity, yeah.
Okay, so I kind of I don't have the street light thing.
Uh-huh.
I have a thing, and I meant to Google it before the episode to see if there was more like this, if there was something for this, but I forgot. But I have a thing where, like, and it's been this way since I was a kid. Like, I can remember far back as I can have memories that if I'm, like, passing by people or whatever, like, either in a car or just, you know, walking, I can be so far away from them. And yet there's still, like, a moment where they stop and turn and look at me. And it happens all the time.
Yeah, they
sense me.
Yeah.
Like they sense because they can be walking the opposite direction back to me. We're nowhere near each other. Like they can't hear me. And then like I will watch them stop, and they will turn and look at me and just kind of stare.
Do you like what the fuck?
No, because it kind of freaks me out.
I think you should start challenging them to fights.
I don't think I should though.
Okay, all right, pussy.
I think that I'm asking for trouble. So yeah, and then like I also I have deja vu. Mm-hmm. I would think more often than a lot of people. Like
you ever get like stuck in a deja vu that seems like 10, 15 seconds long?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, this is just
where it just keeps going on and on.
Yeah.
I did kind of Google that, and like most people, deja vu only occurs like a few times throughout their life.
Yeah.
It's a lot for me.
Yeah. I get that. I have deja vu a lot.
I do a thing a lot where I will think of a song, and if I am listening to the radio, I will think of a song, and that song will usually come on the radio. And it could be like a random, like it's not like I'm thinking of like the top 10.
Yeah.
You know, top
I do that
40.
when I like put shit on random on my shit, you know.
Like you almost like force
like
it, will it into
songs.
existence.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, this song, the song will make me think of another song, and that song will come on next or something.
So yeah, so the deja vu thing, the street light thing, the static thing, I would like to see if there's some kind of like correlation between people with like brain, like, because I have insomnia. We've talked about sleep paralysis where I have it all the time.
Yeah.
I do wonder if there's like some kind of connection.
A lot going on in that noggin of yours.
Yeah. So
let's split it open and take a look.
Let's go for it, man.
All right. Luckily, I brought my hammer.
Let's do it live on the podcast.
I've had dreams of things, and then things have happened. Like the movie theater. Like I had like just the most detailed dream about working at the movie theater, like a good year before I worked there. Like Bob Evans. Like I used to dream about Laura before I met Laura, and like fucking, you know, so we started our thing together or whatever. So yeah, the brain, man, it's crazy.
Maybe
the brain.
Maybe we're all aliens.
I hope so.
Maybe our brains are aliens and they
I think we're
use
just
us
all
as hosts.
connected. Just the brain. I do believe that we're not using all of our brains. And
I mean, I believe that this is all simulation.
yeah, okay. So
like,
that's why
I lean towards that theory. Like
maybe it's like whatever room we're in, they're just turning the lights on and off, and that's what it is.
So yeah, Mike. Hopefully we answered the question.
I don't think we helped at all.
I think we solved the question.
Okay.
All right, we responded,
Uh-huh.
which is basically solving.
Yeah.
So
We listened.
you're welcome, Mike.
welcome.
You're welcome. No, thank you for the message.
Yeah.
We do appreciate it. If anyone wants to send us messages, you can either you can email us. The easiest way is to just do a voice recording.
Yeah.
Email it to us. Middle-aged media.
Talk about how good I am. That's what I really want.
Joel's salty that the reviews we've got on Apple Podcasts do not talk about how great he is. He's salty about that.
I just need to hear it every now and then, okay?
Joel, you're great, bud.
Thanks.
You're great.
Thanks.
You're one of the best.
One of.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, Joel. You're the best.
That's what I need.
Good Lord.
I'm way better than you, right?
Yeah, way better.
Okay,
like
good.
I would put you at like 1,
Uh-huh.
and then like me like at least like 1.5.
All right.
So
Good.
that's how I would do
I
that.
mean, I wouldn't rank you that high, but
So, anyways, if you want to send us a message, you can either email us a voice message, middleagedmediocre@gmail.com. No and
okay.
is in there.
Getting that out there.
Or you can go, Anchor now has a thing where you can go to our Anchor page, anchor.fm/middle-aged and mediocre. And there's a little button that says message. You click on that, you can send us a voice message.
I'm gonna do it.
So whatever you guys want, that'd be like Mike.
Yeah.
Send us voice messages, whatever, like just random shit you want to hear our thoughts on.
Tell us that we suck.
Or tell us that we suck.
Oh, gosh, that he sucks.
Tell Joel that he's the best. The best. You cannot say he's one of the best.
The best.
He has to be the best. You can put me wherever the fuck you want to put me. I don't care.
I don't care about that either.
But yeah, if there's weird shit that happens to you, let us know. If you... It's whatever you want.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
You're amongst friends.
Well, once you message us, you're an automatic friend of the show.
Yep.
So that's like gold,
Basically.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Mike. Hope we helped you out there.
Yeah.
Let us know if I say the only way you can really prove, like I say, Mike, this is your chance to change the world. Start filming yourself 24/7.
Yeah.
And
or we need to follow Mike where he doesn't know we're following him, so he doesn't know to act different.
Okay.
And then we can watch him walk underneath. So Mike, we could be watching.
Could be.
Could be.
Might be. Maybe we have been watching this whole time, Mike. Maybe it's been us turning lights on and
I saw
off.
what he did last night.
Yeah,
Impressive.
and it was hot.
Very impressive.
Very hot, Mike. You keep doing you, bud. You keep doing you. Moving on. Speaking of, this kind of leads right into what I had go on Nick's for. Is
Okay.
I have a
segue.
I have a hypothetical for you.
All right.
And it kind of does fit in with this.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stories throughout the years I've seen where this has happened, where people have noticed strange shit going on in their house, like things being moved, things missing, whatever. And then they come.
They
have a cat.
That's
No,
my
and
problem.
then they end up finding out that there's been somebody living in their house.
Oh yeah.
You've seen these stories, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
So I was.
Dude, that would freak. Oh my god.
So I was gonna ask, what would you do? Like, so you
There's
just
so many places in my house too. Where
you just got a new house.
Yep. Basement, attic.
So let's say, like, in a month, you find out there's some dude or girl been living in your house. Like, what do you do? Like, can you ever go back to that house, even after like you've called the police or whatever you're gonna do, and they're gone? Are you ever able to go back in that house?
I don't know, man. That's like an invasion of privacy.
Or do you just be like, all right, well, you owe half the rent. Like,
that would help.
how long you been here? Because I need that back rent.
Utilities.
Is that what you do? Like, you try to like make this like, let's just make the best out of this.
I think I would, change the locks. I mean, I can't just move. I'm kind of signed on to this house now for another 240 some payments, but
It'd have to be the, like, yeah, just kind of a terrifying, like you said, invasion of privacy. Yeah. I just randomly the other night was flipping through like a lot of like usually the Travel Channel now, or like they have random like scariest moments caught on film, And I flipped through, saw one of those, and they were showing footage of one of those things.
There's a good movie like that where like a girl or something lived in the walls.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that old, 5-6 years ago maybe.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Maybe it was a guy, I don't know, but yeah, that'd be fucking pretty. Like don't touch my records. That's first.
That's the first.
Yeah.
That's what's really gonna upset you if you find out that somebody's been listening to your shit.
Yeah.
So
I could go home with different records on the player. I'm like, I wasn't listening to that.
like you just leave.
No, man, that's my home. I'd kick him out.
But then how do you ever know like that you're truly?
Oh, I'll know.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you didn't know the first time, but now you're gonna.
Oh,
know.
now that I know to know, I'm gonna know.
All right. Well,
I get dog at that point too, because cats don't give a fuck.
No.
They'll be like, what up? But
Yeah.
dog will be like, hey, someone's in the wall.
right.
And I'll be like, thanks.
Now what?
Get
rid of them. All right. Well, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
So you said you've got a couple stories, couple news items, I think.
Yeah. The first one is I got this from the New York Post. The headline is Half Baked. Lobsters doused with pot smoke to test pain during cooking.
Oh.
So they decided that before they would cook some lobsters, they put them in a little box, and they would just they would force marijuana
They'd
smoke,
hotbox them.
yeah, into the box to see if it would help the lobsters when they got boiled. And the conclusion was that they would put them in a box for 30 to 60 minutes, and every 10 seconds, they delivered 10-second spurts every 5 minutes. And they said they could tell that the lobsters got stoned, but they still reacted badly to the boiling. So it didn't help very much.
Oh, well, that's,
Which is, that's kind of, I don't know what they expected. Like, would they love it? They're like, I'm so hot, this feels
They're
good.
just like, whatever, dude.
Like, you've seen me smoke weed. I like it, but
Boiling
I wouldn't
water's
want, like, a bong before surgery.
Yeah, so do they think...
All right, we're gonna have to take your appendix out.
Do they
smoke this blunt first? We need to.
Do they think that marijuana is anesthesia?
I think
that's not how that works.
I think someone just wanted to smoke weed with some lobsters.
Yeah. I think I hate I guess maybe if I enjoyed the taste of seafood, I'd probably have different opinions. I think the entire way they do that is just fucking horrific.
You pick them out, they're in the little tank there, and you're like, oh, I'll eat that little fella. He looks lively.
And then you drop them in. Like, why? Does it make them better if they're boiled alive?
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe the pain makes them taste better.
Maybe. Like, I love, like, steaks and burgers and chicken. I am not a vegan or...
But you don't go there and, like, pick out the cow.
Yeah, like, that would probably maybe make me a vegan if I had to, like, go and be like, I want to see that one tortured.
The mother one there with the little ones.
The one that looks like it really loves its children.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all.
It looks tasty.
All right, so now we know getting stoned will not prevent boiling hot water from hurting very badly. Who knew? Who would have guessed? So those fucking scientists were high as shit when they came up with this.
Lobster baked. That opens up all new slogans or sayings about getting high. Your eyes are red as a lobster.
That's how they came up with it. They were all sitting around high as shit.
Yeah.
They had like a lobster tank. And that's what one of them made the joke about it, lobster bake. And they were like, let's get them high, dude.
Get 'em high, man.
We'll call it a study.
We'll get paid for it. I got one other news story, and this is a cautionary tale.
Okay.
All right, about always...
That first one was too, kind of.
It was. This one's even more so. It's about knowing whose balls you have and only playing with your own balls.
Okay.
All right, and just...
Good cautionary.
Mark Hinsby was on the PGA Tour, and he had a 10-stroke penalty because he hit a ball into the water, and then he pulled a ball out of his bag, and it was a special driving range session ball that they were not allowed to use. He accidentally picked it up from another player, so after the round, they gave him 10-stroke penalty for it because he did not use the proper ball.
You got to use the right balls.
Don't use anyone else's balls.
Like, when you're going deep, you got to have your balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't have some other balls going
Keep
deep.
your balls, in your sight.
Keep them
Don't
in
let 'em
sight.
out of sight.
Keep them in hand.
Yep.
Roll them around.
In your bag.
Make sure they're right. Make sure you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because some doctors will tell you there's only 1.
Yep.
Sometimes. And then you got to grab that doctor's hand.
Not that there's anything wrong with only having 1 ball.
No, it's fine if you only have 1 ball. Or if you have no balls. Whatever, it's all fine. I'm just saying if you have 2 balls.
Yeah.
Sometimes one doctor will say, you only have 1 ball. And you got to grab that doctor's hand.
Show him the other ball.
And you gently have to show that doctor, there's a ball.
I wouldn't be so gentle.
And there's a ball.
I pull on that son of a bitch.
Doctor.
Stretch it out.
Yeah, so if you're out there golfing, keep your balls in line.
Yep.
Is what we're saying. Golfer.
Yeah. And make
guy.
sure no one takes your balls.
I hate golf. I don't even want to get into it. I was getting ready to. I don't understand why anyone would do it. Like from best I can tell, best I can tell, everyone just stays mad the entire time.
You shouldn't let the hole you're on affect your next hole.
Well, I've always said that. I've always been like, this is the hole I'm on.
Yep.
I'm not thinking about my next hole yet.
Don't think about it.
I'm on this hole right now. I'll get to that other hole.
You're gonna get there. Don't
get
worry,
there.
hole.
But those holes I've already been on, I'm past those.
Past.
I'm at this hole right here.
You're that's half of golf. All right,
I guess I understand golf better than I thought I did.
Yeah, you got it. We need to go golfing underneath street lamps and see what happens.
Maybe that's why they're big going out, because you keep breaking them with
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So Mike is a lobster alien with psychic golf abilities. Got it.
Love it.
Solved it. That's what we do here. All right, well, this is episode 54. Sorry.
Sorry. Wish it was better.
Wish it was better, but it wasn't. It was what it was.
What's our name, bitch?
Right, we are living up to that. But yeah, go tell a friend. Just go tell friends.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is the best way to advertise still, I think, for podcasting. But you can also go, and if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave us a 5-star rating and leave us a review. Please tell Joel he's the best.
Please.
You don't even have to mention me. Just make a whole review about Joel.
Just call him the other guy.
Just call me like that one fucking dude.
Yeah.
But Joel's awesome.
Next to the
is what the review should
Joel.
be. Anywhere else you're listening, share the link. I think if they offer you... Like I was saying... What the hell happened? What happened? Apparently, you hit spacebar while
I think my brain did that.
While you did that.
I was like, man, he's going on for a while here. And then
Blink. You blinked and it out.
Blinked and turned it off.
I mean, really didn't have a whole lot else to say.
Yeah.
But
now we got to come back and...
we still got to come back and finish up a little bit here.
Don't worry about those last holes. This is the hole.
We're on this hole.
Yep.
Make sure you go to Twitter. Follow us. Mid-aged, mediocre. Hashtag Califlorida.
Califlorida.
Join the cult. It's growing. There's 3 of us. I think 4 of us. I don't know. But yeah.
Don't worry about our numbers.
Send us some things to talk about. Anything you want to hear us ramble on about.
Yeah.
As we've proven this episode, we solve problems.
Yeah.
That's
what we do.
We give advice that I think is solid. And we make the world a better place.
Way better.
So, until next time.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Stay mediocre.
Bye.